might be missing some of the benefits that stereo can provide. You might be missing some of the benefits that stereo can provide. You might be missing some of the benefits that stereo can provide. might be missing some of the benefits that stereo can provide. You might be missing some of the benefits that stereo can provide.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, Random Gamer Riven here with today's live stream, daily stream randomised gaming video. And in today's video I will be looking at the absolutely fantastic Super Nintendo title Top Gear 2. I should say this was also released on a number of other formats including the Mega Drive and the Amiga. And this is the second game in the Top Gear series, which went on to have quite a large following with numerous titles. And it was originally, the first couple were all done by Gremlin Graphics. The publisher was Kemco, and this one was released in 1993, Top Gear 2. There were 3 on the Super Nintendo, so we've covered the original Top Gear on the channel. We briefly covered Top Gear 2 on the open source scan converter video, which I'm now recovering in today's stream. We haven't yet covered Top Gear 3, and unfortunately right now I cannot cover it as no one in the randomised gaming team actually has a copy of that. So that will be one we will seek out a copy for in the near future, because just untangling my SNES joypad cable there. But yes, one of the reasons for it is Top Gear 3 was one of the few games that had a unique chipset. I believe it was the DPS or something 4, which enabled it to actually do split track. So without further ado, I'm going to jump into Top Gear 2. So, race. Actually, I should change my player name. Actually, I'll just reset that actually. Just so I can adjust the stream. So, start, player. Yeah, it's a bit weird. You can't once you select something. So here we go. Ran. Random. Called Random GG.
Here we go now.
Actually, I just realised I'm probably not going to be able to get randomised gaming. That's just cool. Okay, I'll go with the R. Some great sampling in this game as well. RD gaming. Should I go for RD? Our Twitter handle of RD. MD Gaming, short for, of course, for randomised gaming. that going to fit? Yes, it is. Randomized gaming. Yeah, there we go. Abbreviated title. So I'm doing automatic controls. Yeah, actually, okay, I have to have nitros, gear down, gear up. Okay, that'll do. Just to make sure I had the triggers as the same miles per hour as we're in the UK. And let's go. To Australia, Auckland. Here we go, laps. Yeah, I didn't want to. I did a little test earlier, and I realised holding down the concaved X button on the US pad was not pleasant to the thumbs. So I'll be going with the trigger instead, which is what most modern racing games use. Now, this is basically, I'd describe it as a sort of Outrun visual style clone, but it's a proper racing game, unlike Outrun, which is actually a driving game. The big difference where you're actually racing is you're racing against people, whereas in the driving games like Outrun, you actually don't have anyone particular to race against. You just got to drive to a particular target. So there is a difference between racing and driving. You see there, eat my dust. Some nice little quotes. But you guys get the easy part. You get to sit back, relax, and listen to the absolutely fantastic music. Now, kudos to the team at Gremlins Interactive did. This is a fantastic game, and kudos to anyone involved in this. Just look at that 3D effect with the bridge there. It just looks stunning. I appreciate some people will be like, well, it looks really dated. Well, this is a 93 SNES game, and that is looks like basically a 3D bridge. That's pretty damn impressive. When this isn't, I don't believe this is just using a DP. I believe it's using a DPS chip, so it's not using any. I think it's using a DPS. I'm not entirely sure. It may just be using the SNES itself. Basically, Gremlins did some fantastic tricks to get all the features in this. So this is a truly, truly superb racing game. And again, you can listen to that awesome music playing in the background. I need to try and get better than 8th. I'm not going to get first. I had a bit of a bad start, unfortunately. So this does change up the gameplay a bit from the first game. The first game you could pick your car. In this one you can't, strangely. So that's probably one negative I would have about this one. I don't know if you can unlock cars later on. I've only ever really done the first couple of races in the sequel. You do get a lot more turbos in this one as well, which I'm probably overly using at the minute. And yeah, the AI is well ahead of me. I think I'll be lucky if I get higher than 8th. He says as he goes into 6. This is one of those games where the soundtrack is so good it doesn't sound like chip music. They've actually tried their very hardest to... Which is the one thing I hate about a lot of retro games. They always sound as chippy as possible. And actually no, music developers at the time were trying to take out all the synthesizers and tried to make it sound as most organic as possible. So 1 point. That's not a good start, but let's see if we can get better. Ayers Rock. Weather's sunny, and we're racing at 9:15 PM, so we're racing late at night. Well, I say late at night-ish, we're sort of late evening, although this one doesn't actually look... So when you win races, you earn cash, and you can use it to upgrade your tyres, gearbox, you name it, you can upgrade it. Oh, cash change the colour of our car. I'll go with purple. Front armour, yeah, I don't really want. Rear armour, side armour, nitro. Nope. I think priority you want to concentrate on the engines actually, but we'll give our car a painting because I feel like not having the classic red car. And we're off. And some great with that hill jump, just looks absolutely really spectacular, all the car sort of racing. This is one of those games I have to actually confess I never really played until last year on the Super Nintendo. And after that I was like, okay, yeah, we should have played this a long time ago. I have to admit, I was a bit snobbish originally. I always used to think that sort of SNES races were going to be a bit pants, should we say. But in fact, this is not pants, this is absolutely fantastic. And this has aged better than quite a lot of the early PS1, Sega Saturn and N64 races, actually. Although there are a lot of Top Gear games on the N64 as well. The Top Gear series carried on the N64. I don't believe there was one on the GameCube, although I can't quite be certain on that. This is a much easier course to win. One of the cool things about this is there's a lot of weather effects that you'll see. So races do feel quite substantially different at times, and it's quite surprising because this is not a game you'd think has some of the features that it does. Again, just that slope coming down, you get a real sense of depth. It's really very impressive. Well, I'm not going to make first, but I will make second in this race. But it's actually got a really good sense of speed. This was a game. Both the first two Top Gear games really impressed me. I have to admit, the third one's even more impressive. And this is not the type of game you expect the SNES would be good at, but it does work really well. Admittedly, you can get this on the Genesis and the Amiga, but there hasn't been a re-release in a long time, and I suspect that's probably down to the fact I'm not sure what's left of Kemco, if anything, or who's got the rights to the games these days. So we go have a nighttime race. Canterbury Plains. got 7,000, but okay, let's actually upgrade the tyres for now. Let's do a bit of upgrading. Not a huge amount, I really want to get to the engines, but just a bit more grip's always helpful. So you hear that absolutely block rocking music, it really is fantastic stuff, I have to admit. Just a bit wary, the AI does like to drive in front of you to try and knock you out of your speed. Again, nice little bump here. In the original game, you actually have lights, which is sort of a bit missed in this. In this, you don't. You still get a really nice effect of night, but you don't get the sort of headlights you had on the car. Although the opponent's car seems to have some sort of turbo engine at the minute. It's absolutely driving away. I was testing on it earlier, I was able to beat it relatively easy. This opposition car is absolutely... he is driving like a bat out of hell. Quite literally. Is that when I can't get first, I might be able to get second. Is that car ahead of me in second? I've got about half. No, that car just literally blended into the background. Oh, we made second. What is the guy in first got on? His car is absolutely storming it. Cannot catch up with him. He's nearly lapped me. Probably has literally lapped the guy just about everywhere. Obviously the opponents are a bit random you fight, because this morning I was literally just trashing everyone. Yeah, no. So our nemesis is known as Mike. Oh, Mike is only 1 point ahead of us. See if we can take the next. So I think this is the last Australia race. So let's see if we can. We've got raining as well, so I'll put on wet tyres. Can't upgrade the gearbox as well. Ooh. So a nice little rain effect there. Admittedly, it is just literally a layer in front of the screen, but it still looks nice. It's just a shame it's not bouncing on. Right, I'm just actually going to hit the turbo button from the get-go. Why am I going backwards? What went on there? Oh, I must hit reverse. That's so annoying. Literally, I was about to turbo through the entire racetrack and it stuck me in reverse. Okay, so I have an uphill battle. Well, I'll probably not hit first again, but let's see if I can at least get into the top 3. But yeah, some great sort of zooming and track effects, and there's some really great scaling of how everything scales just flawlessly. Super Nintendo. I haven't actually played the Genesis version. There was a Genesis version. I don't believe it was released in Europe, but it was released in North America, so I suspect it's probably of similar, if not as good quality. And again, you have the Amiga's version, CD32. As this was a Gremlins game, and the Gremlins did a lot of good games during their time. Before they eventually petered out. I think they may have been one company that sort of gave up when... No, that was GetFX Gold that sort of gave up because the 3D was just simply costing too much. An issue that does plague a lot of modern games, actually. There's still a lot of games that literally the development budgets are just too expensive now for a lot of studios to produce. But I think the rise of the indie games is all changing that now. We are seeing a lot more niche titles, and it's nice to see that. Well, it reminds me much of the early sort of 90s, late 80s. It does feel like we're back in that era again. At least it's much easier for anyone to make a game now. There was a stage where literally you could not, during the 2000s, unless you had the money to make a game studio, you could not make a video game. The software was not available. Really, it basically had raw coding languages, and basically to code a game in raw coding, and you were largely on your own. Whereas now you've got, thanks to sites like YouTube, you can get hundreds of tutorials. There's just lots of software to make even games like this. There's actually a really good I can't remember the name of it. There's a really good take on these type of games on the PS4 that's really, really good, that I really enjoy, and I cannot for the life of me remember its name. It's like a bit like an Outrun clone. It's really, really good on PS4. So I managed to get myself up to 8th, which means I'm not going to score in this race, annoyingly. That's really annoying. I was about to turbo and it just put me into reverse. I must have pressed... So that's going to put me well down the rankings for that race. Oh, even Mike, who was previously our best. So, me and Mike still are. So obviously we changed to the lead for us. So Mike's still in the lead. But RD Gaming is still second, so, and there's our password. And we are in Great Britain, Loch Ness, or Scotland to be exact. Thank you, Lawrence Jones. Yes, Horizon Chase Turbo. That rings a very... Yes, that definitely rings... Yes, you're right. That's the one. That's ringing a bell now. Thanks for joining the stream, Lawrence. I hope you're enjoying it. So we've got a nice little mist effect in this track. So some really great visual effects. For a Super Nintendo, it really is. Really very, very impressive. Again, you got there with sort of visuals as you drive down the hill and see all the different cars. And as I crash into all the different cars as well. Alright, let's see if I can... I want to try and win this race. I won it when the practice... I did play this one actually earlier, and I won a few of the races, so I'm a bit annoyed I missed out on that second race. I mean, largely you can literally floor it, but there are one or two tracks where you do need to let your foot off the gas, so to speak, to take a few of the more tighter corners. Come on, we're neck and neck. Come on. Come on. Oh, I've still got 2 nitros. No, you're not getting away from me, buddy. I am taking your position. I just love the vistas you drive down. It really is an impressive game. So one thing I have learnt is I'm very good at playing video games and I'm very good at talking. I'm not so good at playing both together. Or doing both together, I should say. But yes, I think I'm going to win this one. Well, I've got no nitros left. I'm also alternating fingers for the acceleration button, as you have to hold down the buttons rather tight. See if we can start. Oh, we've got a lapper. We've got a lapper. Yeah, it is Horizon's Chase Turbo. I highly recommend that on PS4 if you're a fan of this type of game, or Outrun, because it's basically styled on like a modern day version of Outrun. There was some DLC for it last year as well, I seem to recall. Really, really good stuff. Really good fun. Oh, come on. These cars like to get in your way. I had one in the... Because I only quit going the first game and the sequel. Oh, that guy just took me, but he's not. Must have been a lapper. So there are pit stops with the fuel, although at the minute... These early races, you don't need to worry about the pit stops. Now, one of the guys did actually... I noticed a comment the other day where they were saying... where one of them was saying the open source scan converter, someone was having an issue with one of the Top Gear games. The guy said Top Gear 1. I tried Top Gear 1 this morning and I didn't have an issue when the cars were pitting. But the problem is that I don't know the firmware the person was using. I don't know if they were using a genuine cart. I don't know if it was a US cart or a PAL cartridge. But from our perspective, I didn't have an issue with the pit stop, at least in Top Gear 1. I'm interested to see what happens in Top Gear 2. There isn't a resolution change in Top Gear 1, I noticed, so... Oh, 21,000. So I'm someone, when it comes to upgrades, I just like to buy like the most expensive stuff from the get-go. Just save up for the best stuff. So I'm going to try racing with what I've got till we have enough to... The engine's actually the one thing I really want to upgrade, so that I will probably go for. No, get out of reverse, get out of reverse. Damn it, so pressing Y seems to hit you in the reverse. Need to avoid that. Okay, I might not have totally foobarred this race. Well, I've got limited stretches to actually use the turbo on. Again, I do love that bridge effect. It's just so impressive. And I know the AI, see there, that blue car veered in front of where I was. They do that. In Top Gear 1, I saw as a car literally swerved across 3 lanes, clearly to deliberately hit me, and I'm like, the AI is trying to knock me off. Okay, so I'm not going to get to first, annoyingly. He is well ahead of this issue. If you don't have a good start, you will not be winning the race. So this is now just a case of damage limitation, so to speak. Ideally, I've got 2 laps left. I should be able to get into the top couple. Although not if I keep doing that. I want to get to the top 3, top 4. Come on. Such a great vista when you see that. Oh, come on. Yeah, I gotta watch that corner. I keep hitting. You can't. You do have to let the pedal off the gas a little bit. It does give you a great sense of speed, which is rare for a SNES game. I'm interested because I quite like Stunt Race FX, or Wild Tracks as it was called in Japan. But when you play this in comparison, this is so much smoother, arguably better looking, even though Wild Tracks is in 3D, and just runs. So this is clearly, I think this is either 30 or 60 frames, but everything just looks so smooth. It just handles so much better than Wild Tracks, which just is a bit of a juggle on. Oh, please, I want to try and get out 8th. Come on, where are the cars? Ah, hit that bit again. Okay, I think we'll have to settle for 8th in this race. No, you're not taking... Ooh, no, I'm not. Green car, you are not taking my 8th position. Come. Oh, come on, my pedal is to the metal. I should be... Yeah, so that green car is definitely on a boost at the minute. We're near the end. Come on, let's see if we can get... You might overtake that red one. Yep, so we made 7th, but that... I was lapped by the other one who was on an absolute boost. Downside is if you come 7th, you're not going to get much cash or many points. Plus side though, we are still, despite that dire performance, I'm still in joint first. So Britain, Sheffield, length. Sheffield, ironically the home of Sumo Digital, who do an awful lot of racing games. It's a very good racing game, and I have actually worked with them directly on a racing title many years ago now. Okay, so that earned me absolutely no cash, so I'm nowhere near buying my new engine. So we can do better this time. Right, let's get a boost off the bat to see if we can get past some of these cars at the get-go. Okay, that's a good start. Oh, come on. Watch all these cars try and swerve in front of me. Right, yep. So up to 8. I've got 1 or 3. Oh, come on. Oh, right, I'm using a boost to get past some of you guys. You keep hitting me. You're doing it deliberately as well. Come on, let's get past. Out the way, professional gaming driver here. Okay, that's better. That's cleared the majority of the field, which is what I want. Okay. You do. Oh, we've got lights in this tunnel. Nice. Oh, cash. Nice little incentive there. So there's just 2 cars between me and first position. Although as I'm finding in a few races, the opponent does seem to just be able to infinitely be faster than you, and there's nothing you can do to catch up with them. So I'm going to use a turbo when I turn this corner. Yeah, the car in first is just accelerating away from me. Despite the fact I am literally flooring it, so it's fair to say I think there's not much I can do to get to catch with him unless the game lets me. Whether it's got some form of slow car booster on, I'm not sure. I'll use another turbo when I turn this corner. I'm largely going it flat out as well, yeah. I'm not catching the car in the lead. Yeah, just getting away from me. Doesn't look like I'm catching the car in second either at the minute. Fuel low. Well, I'm going to have to hope that fuel lasts me to the end of the race because there's no pit stops in this race by the looks of things. And hopefully with the winnings I can get a new engine because I think I need one. It won't let me use turbo when I'm this low on fuel. No, maybe I used them all. I thought I had one left actually. We are getting dangerously low on fuel as well. Dangerously low. Okay, I hope I've got enough fuel to end this race. I didn't see the pit stop sign either. But this is going to be dangerously low, this fuel. Yeah, we're literally just going to cross the line with the wisp of fuel. Okay, I have a feeling this next one will be adding in pit stops. Might be time to upgrade my nitro to 4,000 cash. I'm not going to be able to buy. Well, we're still on top. Stonehenge, 2.2 miles, weather, sunny. Ah, so I have actually got some. So right, let's buy a new engine. So that's the next one up. Gearbox. Just being whether to upgrade nitro for 5,000 or do that. What's the side armor? What is the armor going to do? Really not sure what really want the armor for. Painting doesn't cost you anything. I think I'm going to just upgrade the engine. I might updo the gearbox. So I got a bit more kick in the car. Oh, that sounds smoother, doesn't it? Okay, Okay, yep, that's faster. That's definitely faster. Okay, 10,000. That's nice. So I'll upgrade the gearbox. I think. Oh, we absolutely smashed that race. We'll maybe upgrade. Oh, we're on to the next tier as well. So we're now in Canada. 7:30 AM, sunshine, good weather. So nice, easy racing. Also got mid tyres, gearbox. I'm actually going to upgrade. No, I'll upgrade the nitro and do the gearbox next if we win again. So that's actually the move it. Yes, my character in the castle so accurately describes having. Oh, nice. We've got a nice little effect there. Okay, that one slightly impacts the frame rate when you're driving through that cabin, but it looks good. Looks good. Really does. Okay, probably use nitros on that opening straight and that end one. Speed boost, so I'm going to maximise that as well. There are a few power-ups in this one. Not so keen on the. That's probably the one thing I will probably say. I'm not overly keen on the power-ups. I just feel that this is supposed to be a serious racer, so having power-ups on the track does impact it a little bit, I think, for me. But other than that, I can't really fault it. And as a SNES game, well, it's actually a really, really good racer. It's a bit more balanced than Mario Kart. I know I'm a huge fan of Mario Kart, but this is. Has a very different feel and play. It's very, very good looking, very good playing game. and it's relatively cheap as well. I think we picked up a copy relatively recently. As I said, we only replayed it first time I played it was last year, and I think it was only like £20. So this is a North American copy as well, so not that expensive a game. It's relatively cheap in PAL territory as well, though I'm always a bit mindful of PAL versions on the Super Nintendo because largely nothing was designed for PAL, so you're always going to have a speed loss if you get the PAL version. As the SNES wasn't designed really with PAL in mind, it was mainly designed to be played at NTSC. There are a few PAL-only games, so I'm not going to totally dish PAL, but basically the SNES really is an NTSC console. I mean, they do a really good job of making tracks feel, so this does have that icy feel on it. They do a really good job of delivering that, especially for a 16-bit system at the time. Eat mad dust. But I have one gripe: it would be nice if they showed you once you passed your rival in first place, whether it would show you the second place where he was in second place, because it does feel a little bit like, ooh, where is he? Once you get into first. So yes, purchasing that engine was a really good decision. So Canada, Niagara, 2.7 miles, elapsed 3. We've got rain. Let's upgrade that gearbox now. I'm starting beginning to feel the benefit of the new parts. They're certainly helping me win races a bit easier. The engine's your main thing, but you do got to bear in mind the enemies will upgrade as well over time. So yes, we have Niagara Falls in the background. Now this again, we've got the most crucial part of the race. That's the thing, definitely when you take the bit at the start, the enemy does like to hit you, and it is important that you get ahead of the opposition, the opposing drivers, as quickly as possible, because else you just won't catch up with some of the leaders in the field. So we want to try and cut through. Just got to be a bit mindful when you've got so many opposition at this. Basically the start of the race is probably the hardest part. Once you get ahead, or once the field starts slimming down, it's not too bad, but until it slims down, it is a bit of a risk to navigate. So hitting other cars is going to cost you time badly. It's done there. But it's cost me quite a few positions as well. I was in 6th. So I'm going to use turbo when I turn the corner here. Okay, I'll use it there now. I've got 1. It's a good thing because I'm going to be running a bit low on those things. Ooh, turboing down that was a bit helter-skelter. It's actually quite a windy track. This one's definitely got some sharp turns in it. So once I do this one, I'm then going to use the turbo. See if I can get... Okay, got past the guy in 4th. See how far I can get ahead. So I want to try... Okay, I'm using a turbo if I take damage just to recover the speed. Or if I hit something just to try and adjust. That's probably the guy in 3rd. Can I take him? Guy 3rd and 2nd. Come on, kick it, kick it! Kick it as the man said. Go, go, go! 3 nitros left. Oh, come on, get out of my way, guys. We are in third. We've just got the red car. Who was in second, but again, they do accelerate away, the AI cars. They do have a weird... There's definitely a path-finding issue where they'll just literally accelerate away at a set point. So it feels like you only have a timer to catch them before they just become untouchable. So the guy in second has just literally vanished. Crash and burn! My top speed's actually slowing down as I run down on fuel as well. Yeah, the guy in second's just vanished. So that guy's not going to second. Eat dirt! No, he was a lapper. Okay, not too bad. Third, 4,000. As long as we get some cash from each race, I'm happy. But Tricky is rapidly catching up with us. Now this might be the last Toronto. This may well be the last race in Canada, so let's go. I've not got a huge amount of cash, so I will stick with what I've got for now. Can't get out of the way, get out of the way. Oh, yeah. Oh, straight into third. Now that's what I like to see. Oh, we've already hit second. So definitely this rate game is all about getting into the lead very quickly. Like I can even see the yellow car in the lead. I think there seems to be a point where the car ahead of you is still... You either have to catch up with the car or you're basically just going to drive away from you at a set point. Oh, damn it. No, he's not getting away from me this time. Final lap and I've got plenty of turbos. Okay, kick it. Got one last turbo. Yeah, this is what I mean. You basically seem to have a chance to catch them, and then if you don't take it or you mess up, then you won't be catching them. Yeah, he's just speeding away from me now. Damn, I should have avoided him at that track. So yeah, there's definitely There's definitely a point in the race where the AI seems to guarantee a victory, where basically the AI is just being made to drive faster than you. Well, second's good enough for me, and I don't think that's... We'll find out if that's Trinity. Trinity, was it Trini? who won that one. 6,000. It'd be nice to get the 10,000. Oh, John won that one. Yeah, and that's. Oh, my rival didn't even come in the top 10. So this is definitely all about being consistent with the winning. So Tricky. So Tricky didn't even come in the top 10. So the enemy AI does seem to compete. So Matt, Sid, Abe, George, Paul, Pat, and Greg's all got Zippo. Sis and Tony got 1. No, Sis and Tony got 1. Mike, Mark got 2. Phil, Mick, and Ash got 3. Bernie got 6. Simon got 8. Richie got 9. And Tricky and John were both on 10. Canada, Vancouver at night. Okay, I think. So this is going to be the last race, and then I will finish with today's stream. I expect this will be the last race in Canada as well. I don't really think I want to. I just think the armour seems such a waste unless it allows me to. Maybe I'll update the dry tyres. I'll update. No, I won't update the wet ones just yet. I'll wait till we have a wet race. Oh, we've got a thunderstorm going off in the background. Okay, let's hope it doesn't start raining, although it doesn't. You don't seem to get the weather to start in the race, so obviously we've got a thunderstorm, but we don't actually have any rain. Okay, 1 of 3 laps. I'm not too sure where I can initiate the turbo boost. It's going to be straight. Oh, damn it. I noticed once you hit, although you can still carry on the speed, the AI seems to, and even you get a boost. Basically the other cars seem to get a boost. Where if you bump into them, they can go ahead of you. Not something you could do in real racing, but hell, it's a video game. Oh, damn it. Okay, right, so I said before, so that S is actually a speed boost. I believe that really helps you win races. And they appear every track at the same place, so you just got to make sure you hit them. The AI, I don't believe, can pick up the power-ups either. Okay, this one about swerving AI. Yeah, see, the player in number 1 is actually literally driving. As soon as I turbo, he starts moving ahead of me at the same speed. So he's obviously got some form of slow car booster on. Right, come on, come on. See, can I catch him? Yes, come on. Final lap I have. Oh, there's definitely him in the distance. Yes, right. Don't do anything reckless. Shame it doesn't rain, but I wonder if there's an issue with them having multiple effects on. Ooh, no, that's not what I wanted. Okay, plan B. I've got 2 nitros left. Okay, back in the lead. Fuel low. Alright, gotta avoid the lappers. Okay, let's use this nitro to my advantage as I don't have much fuel left. Come on, that wasn't advisable hitting that car. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. My speed is steadily slowing now because I'm running out of fuel. Yes! There was a guy in second. Okie dokie, yes, we got 10,000. So, let me see, was that the end of Canada? I will finish this stream when we reach the end of Canada and get the password. Have a feeling it may well be. So yeah, championship, 30 points in total. And no one else is anywhere near me now. And yes, that was the end of the Canada Racing Tournament. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you actually have a copy, you can use my password and carry on from where we are. I've got no idea where it's coming up next, so I'll just leave that up there for a minute and then I'll quickly jump to see where the end is. But thank you for watching, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you've enjoyed this Top Gear 2 stream on Super Nintendo. I have been your host on behalf of Randomised Gaming, Random Gamer Riven. And we will see you tomorrow for the final stream of the week, which will be another Fight Night video. And we need to decide what our game will be yet, so probably something fighting. Don't know if I may move away from the SNES as we had a Fight Night on the SNES last week, but we'll see. I thought we'd cover the SNES this week. But thank you for watching, ladies and gentlemen. As always, if you like our videos, please do hit that like button. And if you haven't already subscribed, please do hit that subscribe button. Let's see, where was the next race? Oh, we reached Egypt. So, you've just got the password there if you wanted to continue. But thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I have been your host, Random Game Riven, as said. Thank you for watching, and I will see you all in tomorrow's stream.